Being at the bottom is not a great place to be. It just doesn't feel great. It feels bad. It hurts. It's painful. But it's not the end of the world. Let me tell you a story. So one of the best things that I did, and I have to say so, when I was locked up was to go to school. I got my GED while I was inside because I was locked up at 17. I hadn't yet graduated. And after I got my GED, I went on to take college courses because college was being offered in the penitentiary at that time. Unfortunately, a lot of the colleges have been taken out of the penitentiary and the opportunity is not there no more. And I say one of the best things that I did was to take advantage of that for a couple of reasons. I think the last semester that I took, and it was my graduating semester, was the last semester college was going to be offered in New York State at that level, at that broad level. It's pretty restricted now, but it was basically taken out. And the history of it, I talked about in another video. A lot of people just didn't feel that people who were convicted of criminal offenses should be educated. Remember this, even while we know that education and inmates who receive education while inside, they represent some of the most lowest of the recidivists in all of the country. They just don't come back to prison generally. But anyway, when I came home, after 12 and a half years, at least I had something under my belt. I didn't have any job experience. That was a big one. So one of the things that I did do to get job experience was to volunteer. And that's why I tell everybody, man, use volunteering as a way to get your experience to build your resume. That's what I did. I used my volunteer work. It's a long story. I won't tell that story. Maybe another video, how I was talked into doing the volunteer work. But believe me, at first it was very reluctant because it was a summer opportunity. And there was no pay. And I was like, I need money and I need a job. I'm home from the penitentiary, parole officers on my back. But at least even with the volunteer work, it got the parole officer up off my back because he saw that I was working. It was for a credible organization, a well-respected organization, and they were vouched for me that I was there. So even though terms of parole where you have to work, I was working, although I wasn't getting paid. So the PR at that time was pretty cool. He gave me a pass on that. But what it also did was it gave me an opportunity to get real life skills and meet people that are still in my life, to this day, many, many, many years later, legal professionals, judges, attorneys. I volunteered to do work at a legal organization. And so I say, man, don't be afraid to start from the bottom if you need to get that experience in terms of boosting your resume. Sometime, volunteer. You'll get the skills, you'll meet people. And to wrap this all up, what it also did was it gave me the opportunity to land a real paying job because as I did my volunteer work there, what happened was people started to notice me, seeing how thorough I was. I was there on time, or sometimes early, stayed late, put in work, wasn't getting paid, did that for the whole summer. And at the end of the summer, a job opportunity presented itself and it came across my desk because I was like the receptionist. I played receptionist, intake person. I got the mail, I delivered all the messages to other attorneys, yada, yada, yada. And what came across my desk was a job opening at that institution, at that organization. And I saw it. I said I was a good fit. Remember, I said one of the best things I did was get my education in science. So I had the education. I just didn't have the experience, and now I was getting the experience. So they knew I had the experience. So when the executive director came in, I, let her, settle in, and I asked her, would she mind if I apply for the job? She looked at the posting and said, yeah, absolutely. I think you may be a good fit. Apply. And she told me how to apply. I applied, and I got the job. And that was my start, man. Anyway, man, don't give up. Put in that work. Keep the faith. Grind it out. Get those skills. Build those skills. Even if you got to do volunteer work, shadow somebody, meet people, introduce yourself. Let them know your situation. Let them know what you're trying to do. You're just trying to get in the door. Once you get in the door, make things happen, man. You know how this goes. You are no joke. Make it happen, man. We're NTB.